What do you think is the biggest mistake that you made when building your collection?
Probably my lack of interest in Japanese cards in the very beginning. I had opportunities to buy all the trophy cards. I mean, I would say maybe 2-3 dozen of the rarest Japanese promo cards go through my hands at one time or another in 1998, 1999, 2000. They went through my hands. I had them, and I just didn't have an interest in them. I wish I would have shown more of an interest in the Japanese releases in the very beginning. Yes, you can imagine what I would have if I had done that.
What do you think is the biggest lie that people tell themselves about investing in Pokemon?
Maybe overspending on modern sets, on newer sets. You know, it's not like there's only 15,000 produced, you know, like 27 years ago. I mean, now there's 1 million produced. And all those cards are going to be coming out. You know, they're all going to be making it out there in the future. Maybe putting too much reliance on an uptick in value of the modern sets.
And I'm curious for your own collection, how do you make sure it stays safe?
Well, I have, like I've told you, 5 storage lockers. 3 of them are security storage lockers, you know, where there is no getting in and out. I only have 1 safe deposit box, interestingly enough, with the very, very most valuable cards. My storage lockers everything is secure. My house, I keep almost nothing at home, you know, in my house. Plus I have security gates, special security gates and cameras everywhere. If they did, because I do have some non-Pokemon things that mean a lot to me. And so I don't have any concern about, you know, anything, because it's a good question, because people are robbing stores, they're breaking glass, and they're doing all this because the value has increased so much. It's worthwhile for thieves to go after them. I have absolutely zero concern of that happening to me.
Also, you have PSI identification, where if your cards were stolen, people would be able to know exactly when those cards were being resold on the market.
It's not necessarily that, though, but what if there's damage or like a mega fire breaks out or something like that? Is there no insurance?
Yeah. No, there's no insurance. There's no insurance that would be any good anyway. I know companies try to tell you differently. It's not true. But based on what Jack said, I had 2 cards stolen. I was at a show in Denver, Colorado, and I brought cards for the kids to hold. You know, when they take pictures with me and that, they can hold the card, and almost none have ever seen one in person. But this time in Denver, I brought a BGS 9.5 first edition base Charizard and a BGS 9.5 shadowless Charizard. In that, those are the 2 cards I brought to let the kids hold on to and look at and take pictures with them. And don't ask me how they got stolen. Wow. Those 2 cards got stolen. At the time, we're talking, you know, over 50,000 in value. I never told anybody. I did contact the police and told them. I never mentioned it on a podcast. I never said a thing. Twan, my wife, was the only one who even knew it happened. And it just broke my heart that it would happen. 6 months later, I got a phone call from a friend of mine, apparently, not really, you know, kind of a friend in Los Angeles, who I had my phone number, so I must have had a transaction with him in the last couple decades or something. And he said, Gary, these 2, he sent pictures. He said, you know, did these cards used to be in your collection? And I said, yeah, those were the 2 cards that were stolen from me in Denver, Colorado 6 months ago. He said, well, I just bought them. A store in New Jersey contacted me, and I just bought them, and they're shipping them to me overnight, already shipped. I said, don't plan on getting them. You know, I said, it's not, very unlikely you're going to open the box. There's going to be nothing in there or something. That next morning, they came in. He opened them up, and they were in there. And I'll tell you the ironic part of it. I said, he called me. I said, "You really got them?" I said, "Yeah, those were my cards." So he said, "Well, I want you to have them back." And so I said, "Okay." I contacted PayPal. Actually, he contacted PayPal. I contacted the police department. They got together in 3 days. He drove up, gave me those 2 cards. He got his money back from PayPal. It was tens of thousands. I can't remember how much it was. The ironic part of it is one of those 2 cards had my autograph on the slab, on the plastic, and Chum-Lee's autograph on the plastic. All the thief would have had to do was take them out, and no one ever would have known. This thief was such an idiot that he did not take them out of the slabs. And so people, fortunately, know my collection, right?
Was the person that sold your friend these 2 cards the person that stole the cards from you?
They wouldn't tell. I did try to find out. They wouldn't tell me.
If that's you mean they being the police, or like you reached out to this card shop in New Jersey?
No, I reached out back to the police and tried to find out what the story, but because of the investigation and it was a large amount, there was no way for me to find that out, whether it was that store or somebody sold that store because either way, if somebody sold it to them, they took a big hit in that. When I got the cards back, and I gave a real nice bonus to the guy who was honest. He never had to say a word to me, right? Every time I would look at those 2 cards at any point, even if it was pictures on the internet, or every time I saw it, I would get a feeling in my stomach, kind of a sick feeling in my stomach, because it reminded me of that horrible thing that happened. And I understand maybe I'm too sensitive in that, but that, it's how I am. Every time I saw him, I would just feel sick to my stomach. So I ended up selling those 2 cards back to that guy.
Oh, wow.
For pretty much the price he had paid before. But then I got the cash. So, I came out okay. Of course, I wish I had those 2 cards today because they'd be worth a lot more today. Yeah. But yeah, that's the one time I was stolen, that I got robbed, and how it happened, I don't know.
If you have a cat, you know that keeping them healthy is a non-negotiable. And a big part of that really just comes down to diet. By choosing a quality cat food, you're buying more time with your cat and giving them a happier, healthier life.
That's exactly why we are so excited to partner with 𝗪𝗏s. 𝗪𝗏s is fresh, human-grade cat food that does so much more than just feed your cat. It helps them live a full, healthy life.
Not only is 𝗪𝗏s healthier for your cat, but it also noticeably improves their energy. In fact, 88% of cat parents say that after feeding 𝗪𝗏s, their cat is softer and shinier and has more energy to play.
𝗪𝗏s recipes are over 80% protein, which helps your cat build the muscle they need, and they never use fillers or artificial ingredients.
Personally, I found that finding the right cat food is really difficult because in my case, I have one cat that will literally eat anything. Like, you leave any morsel of food on the table, we'll eat it. The other cat's extremely picky, but with 𝗪𝗏s, they both enjoy it. It's the perfect fix.
If you're ready to find your forever cat food, 𝗪𝗏s is perfect for you, and for a limited time, because you're a nice coffee hour listener, you get 60% off your first order plus free shipping and free treats for life when you head to 𝗪𝗏s.com/iced. That's 60% off your first order plus free shipping and free treats for life when you head to 𝗪𝗏s.com/iced.
Thank you again to 𝗪𝗏s for sponsoring this podcast.